I think the new work will really address more of a holistic vision, where we're looking at not only art over here and nonprofit over here and some environmental work and some community work, but we're going to be looking at what is a sustainable community.
The Certain Foundation is really excited, and I'm personally excited, that we're really beginning to work now on the development of just and sustainable communities, working through the economic development side to build strong local economies, working with the cultural aspects of communities to make those cultures thrive, and working through the environmental, the sort of classical sustainability questions around building sustainable environments that help these communities over the long haul remain in balance with development and nature.
You know, it's not enough to just rebuild a neighborhood. We also need to be thinking about where are the people who live in those neighborhoods? Where are they working? Do they have the right skill set? Have they achieved the kind of educational attainment that they need to have in order to be competitive in today's economy? And so I'm excited about the idea that we can actually marry these two ideas, and I think it will help bring together these different worlds, these worlds of community revitalization, as well as the worlds of workforce and economic development, into one strategy.
We're off.
Has everyone found their buddy? The fact of the matter is, Cleveland has a population of half of what the city was built for. So
every year we bring all of our grantees from all over the United States together for 2.5 days as a learning conference. They trade best practices, they have opportunities to network, and what we found is they leave with new ideas and new relationships.
The Model Block program here, we have provided small grants for facade improvements on this particular street.
Folks will meet someone from Baltimore and they'll get an idea and they'll bring it back to Pittsburgh.
Here's our community garden, which is another key part of Model Block, of our Model Block program, again on a major street.
That's happened over and over again, and that's why we do it. It's a good investment.
22 gardeners the first year.
Where that low brick wall is, that's the RTA, the fixed rail transit.
I think we're creating a wave, and you can see it when we have meetings like this one with people all over the country, learning very quickly and getting to tipping points really fast. We have people who've been fighting for new stations along this old 9-mile rail corridor in Boston. It used to have 13 stations, and when the neighborhoods changed in the 50s and 60s, people took away the stations. They're down to 4. Which is outrageous. These are some of the lowest income areas in Boston, mostly minority. So this effort was to get more money out of the state, which we have gotten, $130 million, to add 4 new stations. They will be built in 2 years. Certain understood the big picture and were able to help us in that slow startup phase.
CERDNA is a smart funder and they have smart grantees. And this really is a learning experience.
Yeah, this is it.
Talk to a lot of smart people and listen to what a lot of other smart and dedicated and ferocious activists have to say about their situation and their issues and the strategies that they're employing to address them.
Over the last 11 years, we've developed well over 1 million square feet of development.
Our purpose is to revitalize the neighborhood. We are a brick and mortar organization. Our specialty is commercial and housing development. What certainly allowed us to do was to bring on and hire the first sustainability coordinator in the city of Pittsburgh to our organization. So she's allowed us to grow capacity to do some of the projects that we're undertaking today. It allowed us to craft relationships with major foundations and others. And that allowed us to take on a lot of the sustainability projects at Pittsburgh, the first time in the city of Pittsburgh ever.
The Cleveland Housing Network is probably a national model for affordable housing.
The Katrina devastation is a housing crisis. Our homes are flooded, we're flooded out of the house, we want to come back. And so it's really about helping people to go through the renovation process. We're also a young CDC, so my grant officer has been really invaluable to me to help teach me how to do things and how to set things up and how to communicate more effectively with grant sources. And a recent proof of the value of all that is we just got a huge $900,000 grant from the state to renovate more houses of people that have gap funding, meaning they may have $30,000 from insurance or other sources, but they need $50,000 they're still stuck in trailers, and how do we get them out? So we wrote this large grant. I can credit Surdin and others for really helping us to become sophisticated fast to know how to do that so we can have a big impact on the ground.
You know, where there is vacant land adjacent to the trail, let's embrace it, plant some trees. You know, who knows what this may be in the future, you know?
Because the problem is so great and challenging, and in order to meet people where they are, we're going to have to leave our comfort zone. Pushing the agenda and having people understand that the time to act is now.
The social challenges that we're trying to tackle are daunting. But the way we look at it is that many of these problems are the result of 20, 30, 40, 50 years of choices, and not always very wise choices. It's possible to reverse that. It's possible to begin to make choices about how we build our transportation systems, about how we build our societies, about how we think about economic opportunity, that are not going to fix these very big problems tomorrow or even next year, but are going to reset the course so that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we will begin to see that the cascading effect in a positive direction has kind of dug us out of this hole, has gotten us to a place where we feel like we're on the right trajectory.